So welcome to week 4 of AP Research. This week is all about feedback because it's something that we definitely are going to need to deal with in this course. Feedback is one of those things that's cyclical in nature. You're going to create something, so whether they're questions or an annotated bibliography or a literature matrix or your methods or your results or a draft of your presentation, you're going to make something. We will give you feedback on it. You'll take that feedback, you'll look at it, you'll see what you agree with, what you disagree with, what you think you can change, what you think you can't change. You'll revise whatever the product was, and we'll do it again. And we'll just keep going around and around. The problem that you're going to face in this class is it's going to feel like we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. But there's a reason for it, and that's because we have to keep refining, even if it's one thing, and we have to refine it 3 times, or 4 times, or 10 times. The reason why we're doing that is usually because what was perfect in your mind is not necessarily what everyone else is viewing. So we're going to see, are you making sense? Are you clear? Meaning your points are very obvious. Do you have backup? Is your grammar okay? Is your formatting okay? That's what we're looking for in giving you feedback. The stuff that you think you did a decent job on, we're going to tell you, do we think you did a good job on it? The thing with feedback is it's not editing. Editing is saying, fix this word, change the sentence. I don't like your introduction, adjust this margin. That's editing. We're not going to be editors. What we're going to do instead is focus on, are you sure you're being clear here? And we're going to be calling out where we are struggling in terms of structure or understanding your work. And that's the point of the feedback, is to see, are you actually making something that is worthy of getting a 5? Is it worthy of something that should be published? That's the whole point of the feedback, not to sit there and nitpick. When it comes to the nitpicking, the course and exam description, which is freely available online, this one here is from 2016, but it still applies, which is up on the screen. There are a whole bunch of do's and don'ts that I have, and these are obviously the list of don'ts. I can't tell you your questions, I can't do your research for you, but that third one, I can't write any of your work, I cannot amend it, I can't fix it, I can't say, oh yes, this sentence here needs to be completely and totally restructured. I don't get to do any of that stuff, nor am I allowed to, when you look at the bottom, tell you, you seem to be struggling here. Let me tell you how to fix it. I don't get to do any of that stuff. And if you turn out to have an expert advisor, that person has the exact same list. So when you're getting feedback, because you're used to getting it from a teacher, you're not used to getting feedback from your peers, you're going to become defensive, because I get defensive, so everyone's going to get defensive. Remember, the point is, let whoever is giving you that feedback try and help you out. That's the point, is we need to help you make everything better, because we want you to help whatever we're making get better. In order to help push you along, what we're going to be starting in October is bi-weekly conferences, meaning each of you is going to set up an appointment with me, and we're going to talk about, so what have you done? What are you working on? What have you improved? Have you read anything? Is there anything you need to complain about? It's a sound-off session. So it's going to be, can you keep the schedule? If you wrote something, it'll be, okay, let's share it, read it to me, and then I'll give you my feedback right then and there. Again, you don't need to take any of it if you don't want to. I'm not going to fix anything. And by you reading it to me, you're going to catch most of it anyway, which is good. I know that it seems like I'm asking a whole bunch of stuff for you all, and it's going to get all sorts of, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, but you'll make it. You'll make it, I promise. And one of the things that you have to do in this class, because it's required by the College Board, is something called the PREP, which, as you can see in the first line, it's the Process and Reflection Portfolio. Basically, you're going to catalog your process of getting to the point where you are, I don't know what I want to do, to my final product. And there's a whole bunch of description of stuff that you need to have into it or have inside of your prep. And it's a large part of your grade, 60% of your grade. So it's kind of a big deal. Every time that you meet with me, you're going to catalog it inside of your prep. Every time you meet with an expert advisor or content advisor or a consultant, you need to sit there and record it into the prep. So you're keeping minutes as to what's said, when it was said, but also how did you feel about it? So it's not just a cold list of facts. It's how are you thinking throughout all of this? If you read something and it's awesome and amazing, make note of it inside of your prep so that later on it's look how much I have matured, look how much I have grown, because that's the big deal of research, is how has your thought process changed. You should not be the same person at the start as you are at the end. The prep, I'm going to be asking that it's kept on Google Drive, and just keep a document in there, and you'll just share it with me whenever I ask for it, which will be basically once a month. I'm not going to be snooping in it all the time. For the first time I collect it, I'm going to want these 5 things in there. So you should have a table of contents and keep that up to date, and it's not that hard. You should tell me what are your first set of questions that you want to go through. Which of those questions that you wrote are you really interested in, and why are you picking those? Then it's going to be feedback on those questions, and how do you feel about that feedback? And then you're going to go for another round of questions, and that's where I'm going to cut it off. For these 5 things, you could have more than those 5. Just those are the 5 I want to see. But your prep should be a lot more than just what I am assigning to you. It should be your Dear Diary. It's when you can't be talking to me, it's where you sound off. So the prep is a big deal. We're going to work on it quite a bit. And like I said, it is a large part of your grade. So it's where it will help make or break you.